welcome a man who's only had 4 hours sleep, Josh Frydenberg, the Environment and Energy Minister. Welcome, Josh.
Nice to be with you guys.
So this policy is basically mandating that energy retailers must invest in some reliable energy, which, let's be honest, is most likely gas or coal. So if that's the case, how does this policy help us reduce emissions?
Well, it's certainly not just gas and coal. It's increasingly storage, which can be in the form of pumped hydro or batteries, to go with solar and wind. And what we're trying to do is to reduce the volatility that we're currently seeing in the energy market, which is sending prices higher. We all understand that there is a significant transition underway in the energy sector to lower emissions, but we need to ensure that reliability is maintained. And it's worth pointing out that the emissions in the electricity sector have fallen for the last 2 quarters, and that emissions overall in the Australian economy are the lowest in 27 years, both on a GDP and a per capita basis.
Yeah, GDP and per capita is not how emissions are most relevantly measured, though, Minister, because as the population goes up and as the GDP goes up, the emissions can still go up, and you can say, oh, you know, per capita or per GDP, it's gone down. I still don't understand where your reduction in emissions is coming from, other than just to say, well, we'll let business figure that out while we just ignore it.
That's not right at all, Waleed. What we have said is that the retailers will be subject to an emissions obligation, and they will be required to source a certain proportion of their portfolio of assets with a certain amount of emissions intensity. We're giving them the maximum flexibility of letting the market choose what is the best way to get emissions down.
Can I just clarify on that? Isn't that a clean energy target?
Certainly
if
not.
If that's what it is, why don't you just say, no, we still have a clean energy target, or is that politically unpalatable for you to say?
No, a clean energy target, as put forward by Dr Finkel, involves significant subsidies. We're not getting into the subsidies game, we're not getting into the taxing game. What we're saying is we want the market forces to work and for them to find the lowest cost of abatement. That's what's the advice to the government from the major energy organisations, the Australian Energy Regulator, the Australian Energy Market Operator and the Australian Energy Market Commission. This was their recommendation, which the government has decided to endorse and support.
Josh, what was the point of ditching Tony Abbott if he's still writing policy in the background?
Well, actually, Tony Abbott in the party room today expressed his reservations about this policy. This was not his policy, nor one that he seemed to support today, but it was supported by the overwhelming number of my coalition colleagues.
Who came up with NEG, the National Energy Guarantee? How long did you think of that?
Oh, you know, that was over a whiskey and a wine, I think, you know, Pete. But no, that is...
Is it a working title, Josh?
It's a working title, and it's one that people understand because it is national, it is focused on the energy sector, and it is a guarantee.
Awesome coalition energy, ACE, you can use that one. Just throwing ideas in there.
Minister, can I just pick up the cost issue of this? So you're flagging this as something that will bring prices down. The modelling that you've provided, well, it isn't really modelling, I should say, but what we've been told is between $110 and $115 a year per household. So it's not a huge amount, and that's in the decade from 2020. In the meantime, you've got John Pearce, who's the head of the Energy Market Commission, saying on Sky News today it could be as low as $25 a year as a saving.
No, he did not say that. That's actually wrong.
Is it?
Yes, that is actually wrong.
I look forward to going to the tape on that, but go on.
That's right. Well, what he did say, Waleed, is that, and they said this in writing, signed off by all the heads of the energy organisations, that per year or per annum there would be an average saving of up to $115. Now, why this will occur is because by getting investment certainty, you will see companies build, whether it's renewables with storage, whether it's gas or other forms of generation. More supply means lower prices overall, and by removing that uncertainty, this policy can make a significant positive difference.
All right, Josh, we know you're tired, so we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thanks, guys.